Because it's getting close to the holiday season.
It is?
Yeah, unfortunately.
All right.
I'm just buying gifts like last minute like crazy.
Do you call this last minute?
I always get such good gifts for like 3 people.
Nice.
Because I think of really good gifts. And then I'm like, oh no, it's almost Christmas. I got to buy all these people.
Okay.
My family did get something you should try. It's called Giftful. You basically you just add stuff to your own, like stuff you'd like to get as gifts.
Yeah.
So it's like a wish list. It's like having a registry for like a wedding, but it's just for gifts.
Interesting.
So like if you don't know what to get someone, like I just brought my brother won't listen to this, my older brother. So I just like looked at his list this morning because I was like, shoot, I never bought a gift for Ryan. I looked at his list, clicked something, bought it. Easy.
Wow.
It has links. Anyways, back to the question. Since it's getting close to the holidays, I've already asked what the best, I'm pretty sure I asked Tony and Peter what the best gift they've ever received was, but now you have to tell me what the best gift you've ever given was. Is there something you just can't top?
Dang, I can think of 2 of them.
Is there something you just can't top? Like you're like, wow, I really outdid myself on that one.
I'm the worst gift giver, especially in comparison to Lara, because Lara does not like gift lists. Her little sister has one, and it's a notes app that we're all a part of. And whenever I get a buzz on my phone, I'm like, hey, it's either Tony texting me something or it's Kira updating her
adding
Christmas
stuff
list.
to her Christmas list.
So she doesn't like lists. She would rather just listen to people throughout the year and then buy them something that they're really going to love.
That's what a good gift giver does.
She's incredibly sentimental. But I've never given her a really good gift. So I guess I would have to go back to 8th grade. My girlfriend at the time, I got her a pair of earrings. And guys, some of the finest cubic zirconium ever created in a lab in Massillon, Ohio. And I swept her off her feet.
That's the best gift you've ever
incredible.
given. Cubic zirconium earrings.
Cubic zirconium earrings.
I love it.
That is beautiful.
It's young
Very
love.
romantic.
I hope she's doing. I know she's doing well.
I hope she
We're still
still has those cubic zirconium earrings.
I highly doubt it. But I think, does she have a kid now? I don't know. But her husband's a great dude. He was in a band that my roommate was in. So she and I actually saw each other a lot over the years when I was living with a bunch of dudes, and he was in that band. So wherever you are, I hope you enjoyed those cubic zirconium earrings. But yes, best reaction I've ever gotten from a gift that I gave.
Wait, what was the second one you were thinking of?
Oh, I was thinking of when I paid my brother-in-law back because he helped me out in a tight spot when I couldn't tell my parents about something, and he gave me cash, and then I paid him back. That made me feel really good.
Wow. Okay. I'm sorry, Peter, but if those are the 2 best gifts you've ever gotten, you might need to up your gift.
Ever given? I knocked a birthday out of the park with Lara once. Not Christmas, but I knocked a birthday out of the park. I got her like a Brandy Carlisle shirt. and
I couldn't wait to hear what
some other thing.
What knocked out of the park.
And some other stuff that I won't go into. But yeah, I knocked that birthday out of the park. That was the last time I did anything well.
Gift giving is one of the 5 love languages.
It is.
Which is
or
why
gifts in general, because it's receiving and giving.
Yes, but I think the psychological motivation behind those 2 are very different.
Oh, I do too. I love giving gifts.
And it is really hard to be like a really good gift giver with ADHD. But because sometimes there's hyperfixation or like squirrel thoughts, like you do pick a good gift like in July for Christmas time, you're like, I'm going to nail this one. But like historically, okay, I grew up with like no money. Like I didn't have a job or anything. So Christmas would come and my grandparents would write us a Christmas check every year for like $80 or something.
Nice.
So like immediately my siblings and I would just go cash it at TCF Bank right away and then just go buy all 6 family members something with the $80. So like on December 23rd every year, we would go to TCF Bank and then go to the mall and then come home with whatever, like 8 gifts. So like everybody got a $10 gift. And that's how we did gifts. But then that kind of got me turned off on gifts. Like this seems stressful. Plus, I don't even have that $80 anymore.
It's true. You could have spent it on something so much cooler.
Which is when I determined that the greatest gift I could ever give anyone is yours truly.
Your time.
Actually, once in college, I got my college boyfriend the sickest dugout. I got it engraved. I got it like.
What's a dugout?
Oh,
Do you want to go into detail?
Cute Kayla.
Do you want to go into detail? That's why I stopped myself from
Tell you
explaining
what,
a gift.
if you're watching my podcast, this podcast, and you know what I'm talking about, that's fine. If you don't, just don't write to us like nobody ever does anyway.
Don't write to us.
True, actually. I'm pretty sure people of a certain age know exactly what you're
Sounds
saying.
So here's the
like someone
thing, you guys-
sending snail mail.
This-
Don't write to us.
Yeah, don't write to us. Don't bother.
Send us a fax.
But okay, this thing was sick though, guys. This is one of those ones where I had to drop it off at the the mall engraving shop like 2 weeks early. So I had to be on point to get this thing done. But that was probably one of the most well received gifts I've
I
given.
bet you were just hanging out at the Spencer's Gifts after dropping it off, grabbing an orange Julius and just walking around Spencer's.
Yeah.
Let's go to the mall sometime, guys.
No,
Let's
the
go to
malls suck these days.
What?
Yeah,
What are you
they're all like
talking about?
abandoned. The mall I used to go to, shout out Burnsville Center.
Ugh, gross.
It's like literally there's like 3 stores in it. It's like Macy's, JCPenney, and Dick's Sporting Goods, and that's all.
I try
It was
to
like in the news this week about how bad things are going for Burnsville Center.
for Burnsville Center. Oh man.
They're someone bought it and was gonna like turn it into apartments, and I thought that was kind of a good idea
Every
because there's like
mall,
a inside walking track.
That's pretty smart.
It's kind of cool.
every mall pales in comparison to Rosedale Mall. So I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Rosedale's having its hot spot right now, but you
What
know what?
about the Harmar?
Rosedale basically
I
just
love
copied
Harmar.
freaking Southdale, and Southdale burned out, but Rosedale is like doing great, but Southdale they're now bringing back like fancy stores.
Oh yeah.
Trying to compete with the Galleria. Huh?
Yeah.
Oh man.
No, they're like fancier than the Galleria.
I went to the Galleria once with Tony. We were doing something for
Yep.
Hammermaid a couple of years ago. I was walking around
It's
the Galleria.
so expensive.
I was walking around. I'm like, oh, so this is where fancy people shop.
Yes.
Look at these Canada Goose
It's
parkas.
like every single store is like out of my
Everywhere.
price range.
Well, and there's like very little there worth buying. I've been there a lot growing up and stuff, and I always wondered like why malls sucked so bad. And like you couldn't even get an Orange Julius. It's People's Organic or something. It's like
No, I don't want a People's Organic.
I want a triple berry smoothie.
I want Dairy Queen.
I want an Auntie Annie's pretzel.
and none
Yeah.
of that is at the Galleria.
Ugh.
Yeah, the Burnsville Center was the best because it was all the cheap stuff. It was like they had the pretzels,
Claire's.
they had Claire's, they
Claire's.
had Justice.
Wait, did
Limited
Justice? Did you
to-
ever?
Just.
You guys, I got to do like
It's the
a
best.
limited 2. I did the
Charlotte
modeling.
Roos was
Oh,
my
you could get great
favorite.
shoes at Charlotte.
It was so cheap. It was like the cheapest quality clothes ever. They would break after like one wash.
I pretended to be interested in Charlotte Russe for a girl once.
Charlotte Roos would be something.
That's what you did at Rosedale, dog. You went to Charlotte Russe with
For
some
sure.
girl, and then you went to Lids.
And then you'd go home and I'd have like a bunch of stuff that I bought and I'd be like, okay, Mom, you're going to look at every single thing that I bought.
I went to the mall for a sole reason, and it was to go to Mr. Bulky's.
What is Mr. Bulky?
It was the candy store.
Classic. Can we go back to my best gift I've ever given?
Yeah.
yeah.
Sorry.
I just wanted to say that I'm a good gift giver. So this is my
I
example.
bet you are.
I gave Jake's dad, who's a very hard person to buy things for. His father passed away and he was a dentist. And he had a big sign on the front of his dental office that said like Joe Picarna DDS. And they lost the sign, like the glass piece is somewhere and they can't find it. So I took a little mirror and I hand painted the exact same sign on a mirror and I gave it to him. That was the
That's
best gift I ever
brilliant.
That
gave.
does
Yeah,
not
that's really
surprise me at
good.
all.
Okay, to be fair, I feel like giving gifts is much easier when you can do art.
That's the thing. The best gifts truly I've made are things I've made.
Yeah, like
this
people
year,
really like
This
sentimental.
year in particular, I made Maisie an advent calendar.
Oh yeah.
And like I haven't felt so good about myself in a really long time. I'm such a Christmas Grinch because it's like so stressful and busy and expensive and like there's so much demand to give fucking gifts and all this and like
I hear you.
That is one part I hate about it. Like I want to give gifts because
that make me
you're
feel good.
giving
Like if you didn't
gifts.
get one this year because I didn't think of you, okay? And I don't want to make a list and
and
check
I don't
it
want to
twice.
get you something that you're not going to use.
And
or
I'm
like-
getting it from Amazon. Even no matter what happens, you're getting a gift from Amazon from now on, unless you're Maisie this year. And so I was pretty excited about the advent calendar because that I put some thought into, you guys. And then when I finally finished making it, like I realized that the little thing I bought was like a fishing tackle box, only had 18 slots.
Oh no.
So now I need to make a second one with the remaining 6 days. It's so hard.
hey, that's a really good gift. And I'm
I
sure
felt
she
so
really
good.
appreciated
When I
it.
saw her this week, she was wearing the plastic Santa earrings
Aw.
or whatever.
Oh,
I know.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's very sweet.
So anyway.
There's no way around. I'm top of the mount. I'm queen of the mountain. My cup running over. I already told ya. I'm moving fast. You live in the past.
Kick like your life depends
Has
on it.
anybody ever realized like how uncomfortable
What
these
on earth?
chairs are?
I've tried not to complain about the set anymore because
so-
Tony's
Wait,
tired
are they
of
actually uncomfortable? I've never really sat
Yeah,
in
like
them.
they're not the right
They're
size.
not that comfy.
They're comfy if you're watching TV and there's an ottoman. If you're trying to host a podcast and not look like the Hunchback of Notre Dame.
One thing I told Tony when he was buying chairs, because I had no say in it, was that he should buy small chairs. And what did he buy? The biggest possible
largest.
chairs. And especially for like, you're not like super tall. So like
Yeah,
that
my feet
length,
don't touch the ground.
See, my feet touch the ground, but I'm going to tell you something. There's a reason that I wear loose-fitting pants usually for these pods, because just with the way my body exists, it's a like my pants ride up a lot with the distance from the chair to the floor.
It's a really long
It's a very
butt cushion.
long butt
It's
cushion.
so long. And then, but then it's like, okay, so there is the pillow. So if there was like a second pillow, I could be like feet on the ground.
Yeah.
10 toes down.
Maybe we should get big throw
But
pillows.
Greasy Olivia, she's all like,
What did
She
you call
sits
her?
cool.
Greasy Olivia.
Greasy Olivia.
That sounds like a
You know I love
insult.
alliteration.
Yeah, it sounds really
No,
mad
Greasy
at
is the
me.
kind of goal you score in hockey. Get real. Get fucking
But she
real.
doesn't even
This is a
score
podcast
goals.
about hockey.
She's a goalie.
Well, if she got a goal, it'd probably be Greasy.
It's a podcast about hockey, but we spent 15 minutes talking about malls.
Hey, only 11.
You guys ever seen Mallrats? The
No.
movie? No?
That was
Okay.
before my time. I wasn't
No.
a stoner yet.
Mallrats was not before your time.
Yes.
It was not before your time. I did text Laura to figure out what the best gift I've ever given her for Christmas. And
Oh,
she hasn't,
nice.
She hasn't responded
She's
yet, which makes
busy
me
thinking.
think that she's thinking like,
She's
you
just
don't
going
give
back
very
and-
Yeah,
good
I was like,
gifts.
I was also thinking like just the fact that she literally handmade you a wedding ring, like her
You should,
stand.
you should see what she's making everyone in our immediate circle for Christmas, not just family. She
Yeah.
made an ornament of our dog that we put down a week ago
Aw.
with some of his fur inside.
Why is that so sad?
Why are you looking at me like that?
I was processing.
No, you look like you think it's weird.
I have my
It
kids'
is a
hair.
little. It's a little weird.
I have my
No,
kids.
I think it's adorable. It got
That's
me
her
thinking about the time
response.
I made ornaments for all my people.
Did you put like their teeth in it? or
No,
something?
I just printed out individual pictures of all of them and put them on the four sides of the clear thing and
I
then
love that.
decorated it and gave it to them.
She's been crafting
Ornaments? Ornaments are an underrated gift.
I used to
I
hate
love
ornaments, but now
ornaments.
that I've divorced twice, I have 5 ornaments left of all time. I need ornaments.
My coolest family tradition ever is that my grandma, every single year of all her grandkids' life, she would give them an ornament of something that represented that year for them. So I have, from ages 0 to 21, I have an ornament that like is something I did that year. Like
That's
I have
super
a
fun.
camera ornament for when I bought my camera. I have like a soccer ornament for when I joined soccer. So like
Wow.
I can put all my ornaments up on the tree. And
That's
be
so
like,
cool.
That's super fun.
It's so fun.
Well, I used to have but my first husband one time angrily dropped the Christmas box and broke all
kill
my
him.
fucking shit.
I'd kill him.
That was like the second day I knew we were for sure divorcing.
So you mentioned divorce, and then you said you only had 5 Christmas
'Cause you-
ornaments.
'cause you
Is that
divvy
part of
everything up.
the?
Yeah, the first husband broke a bunch of important ones.
Yeah.
I
but
would
yeah, you
kill
divvy
someone
everything
if they
up.
broke my ornaments.
But also half the
Murder.
ornaments you get are like
Murder.
it'll be like the Northern Scold family, and then it'll be like personalized with me and then the husband and the year and all this, and so
Yeah.
all these ornaments I've had.
They're worthless now.
yeah, like I have a whole.
You could,
I
like,
have a box
break
bigger
his
than my
head off.
house of old family ornaments.
I'm not putting his stupid head on my tree.
Could you like break him off?
Well, no, and I've kept some of them
It's
are
like
like
Sharpie it out?
I don't know, like no, yeah, like it. I never kept them. I didn't keep them. I didn't Sharpie them off. I didn't add Jake's name where Derek's was originally.
Okay.
Cross it off and write a new name. That'd be the best ornament.
What are we doing? Jossie's former Flames just taking shrapnel on a Friday morning. Oh my God. At some point, we're just going to scrap the hockey portion of this pod, and the three of us are just going to do 3 hours on a Friday morning.
3 hours. We could do 12 hours.
On the pod prep.
BS. But in the spirit of Christmas, I want to say 2 things. I'm thankful for hockey, and I am so thankful for you guys. I really do enjoy my weekly chats with Jossie and Kayla. You guys have rapidly become 2 of my very close friends. So I really, really appreciate. Jesus, Laura. She just responded. I'm not going to do that.
I need to know what you said now.
No, you don't. So hockey time. The women's hockey pod.
Back to hockey.
Women's hockey
By the way,
pod.
thanks, Peter.
You're welcome.
Nice thing you did.
Friday morning, 12/12/25. We've already gone through the open and the intro, and we're going to bring it back to hockey here just for a second. PWHL.
Just for a second.
PWHL is a mushy middle here. There are 4 teams currently tied for second in the PWHL. Your Minnesota Frost tied with the Montreal Victoire, the Toronto Scepters, and the New York Sirens with 6 points apiece in the standings. Boston, undefeated Boston.
Undefeated.
I apologize. Shout out to the social media manager that came up with undefeated. Very nice. Hopefully you didn't use ChatGPT for that one. No. Boston takes down Minnesota 4-1. Is it Kira or Kyra? I should probably know this. I think it's Kyra.
Sounds like.
What's the last name?
Himlarova.
I think it's Kira.
Kira Himlarova.
Yeah, it's Kira.
The lone goal for the Frost. Interestingly enough, gang, the Frost tied for second in the league, but have 3 of the league's leading scorers with 5 points apiece in Kendall Coyne Schofield, obviously, Kelly Panic, obviously, and Britta Curl Salemi. Everybody is tied with Breanne Jenner of Ottawa for the league lead. So the league's 3 of the league's leading scorers, but tied for second with only 6 points so far.
And Kendall Coyne scored her first career hat trick in a 5-1 win over the Charge.
Wait, first career hat trick?
That's what it says.
For real? We've been playing for 2 years and she hasn't had a hat trick.
There haven't been
yet?
that many
That's
hat
crazy.
tricks.
Yeah,
in the
there
league,
haven't.
Actually.
Yeah.
I think, did
That's
that Jenner
nuts.
get a hat trick or did she just have 4 points?
I think women's hockey is just generally lower scoring. So
Not till now.
not till now.
Not till the Woho-po started talking shit.
Jossie has so many opinions about that game. You texted us in the middle of the third period. I was watching Harry Potter, so I did not turn off Harry Potter to watch the game. I apologize. But the U.S.-Canada Rivalry Series, Jossie, you've been kind of our ear on the ground there.
Well, I'm trying to be, just so I don't get fired or whatever.
Or whatever. What's the
To be
alternative?
fair, I
to
don't
that?
think Tony listens to this pod because if he did, he'd probably have some notes.
We'd already have been fired.
He would
a
not
long-
have any.
We would have been
notes. No
fired
way.
so long ago.
Hey, in our pod yesterday, we had a 19-minute open.
Yeah,
Oh,
We
yeah.
didn't talk
No, we're
about hockey.
setting trends,
so
too.
I think
It's true.
Tony would have to fire himself.
That's what I'm saying. The gifts I give you guys, trend setting is probably the most
Trend
ultimate.
setting is what you give
one
as a
of 'em.
gift.
It's one of them.
Wait. I want to talk a little bit more, Peter, before we go to rivalry because
Sure.
the Minnesota Frost lost to the Fleet, but the Fleet are led right now by Erin Frankel. She's like on fire. I think did she like have her first goal
She's got
against?
2 career shutouts out of 4. Or 2, not career. She's got 2 shutouts out of 4 games. So
Yeah, so
Pretty good.
she's totally carrying them. Although she is not the top save percentage in the PW right now. Nicole Hensley holds that.
No, I think you have to factor in shots faced, though. For
yeah,
save.
because
Yes.
Hensley I think only
Yeah.
plays half the games.
Yep, yeah. So wins is Erin Frankel with 4 wins, but
She has allowed 2 goals on 98 shots.
Ooh.
She's
It's
got
not
a
bad.
.98 save percentage.
It's not bad, girls. Not
Pretty
bad.
That's crazy.
Sorry, I
Pretty
shouldn't say
good.
girls. That's a little demeaning.
She's a.
No, you can say
I
whatever you
say
want.
girls all the time.
yeah.
Okay.
She is so fun to watch. Like, strongly suggest if you're into paying attention to goalies to watch an Erin Frankel game.
It's almost like we have an in-house podcast called Talk Goalie to Me.
She should get Erin Frankel.
If you're into goalies,
into goalies, you should listen to Olivia
If you're
King's
into
podcast.
goalies
Peanut.
and getting caught in the goalies, I don't know.
Peanut called goalies.
Peanut goalies.
That was probably one of the
phonetics on
worst
that
puns
one.
I've ever
yeah,
heard
the
Peter
phonetics on
make.
that one were like,
That sounds.
what's he gonna say next?
When
Yeah,
you, when
it
you,
was
ma-
a
when you
little
make
If you're into peen,
pina coladas, And getting
That's me and my best friend's song together.
Really? Mm-hmm. Getting Caught in the Rain?
It's from a movie. What's that movie where Cameron Diaz?
Kill Bill.
No. I think they go to like a wedding
Something
out in
about Mary.
California.
Also,
What else is
just
Cameron
in case you want
Diaz
to
even
know,
in?
not all stuff from like the early 2000s.
Yeah, what happened
She
to
was
Cameron
in-
Diaz?
Wasn't she in Fantastic Four?
Was she?
Also, back to the hat trick thing. Apparently, she's only the second Minnesota player since Grace Zumwinkle back in 2024.
Oh, that was like the
Oh my
first game or
gosh.
second game of the
It was,
of ever.
yeah.
Alright.
So they don't score a lot of hat tricks, apparently.
All right.
The sweetest thing. Oh my God, this is one of my best movies ever.
Oh, you're looking up Cameron Diaz? Here I was tossing it to you for a little recap on the Rivalry
Yeah, no,
Series.
okay, fine.
Oh, Cameron Diaz.
Fine.
Isn't the sweetest thing.
We'll talk about hockey, whatever. Rivalry Series. We're in the midst of USA's near heater. They're 3-0 in the series. They played Wednesday night in Edmonton, Alberta. What is that rink called where the Oilers play?
Ooh, Rexall Place? Is it still Rexall Place?
That's where they're playing. And they're going to play the final game of that series tonight.
Rogers Place.
Rogers Place. They're going to play the final game of that series tonight, but it's like not looking good for Wisconsin. I always call them Wisconsin, for Canada.
It's the red.
It's the red and white. It's like confusing.
The red and white.
The United States won their game Wednesday night 10-4. And that is the highest scoring game that Team USA has ever produced against Canada. It's the most goals against Canada's ever faced.
Sweet.
Canada was trying some things like they had Renata Fast playing with Jocelyn Larocque
Okay.
as a D pair, and they were out for like all 10 goals.
For real?
Yeah, I don't know if they'll continue to play. Like, I guess I couldn't tell you why the pairing was not working, but I mean, other than they were not even like they were puck watching, they could have been on Live Barn and done more for this game.
I'm going to check the game sheet real quick. I just want to verify some numbers here.
I'm just correcting something from before. It's Clara Himlerova. Is that who you're talking about earlier?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you were way off. You said
Clara.
Kira.
It's
I thought it was a
KL.
Y.
KLARA.
Why did I think it was a Y?
So are you sure it's not
Sorry.
Clara?
I think it's Clara. I think that's what they say in the arena when she scores, Clara.
Okay.
I
I'm
don't
not
know
sure.
how I got to Kyra.
I was just doing
apologize.
that before next week's correction corner.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I know. I keep forgetting to do my corrections, too.
Do we not collect plus minus here?
Yeah, we do.
Oh, come on. I don't want to look at game sheet anymore. I'm done with game sheet.
Yeah, forget game
10-4.
sheet.
That's such a good game to watch if you're watching it on TV and you're new to the game.
Well, it was really fun. I'll tell you why, because some of those goals were so pretty. So Abby Murphy had 4 points in the game, I believe, or was it 5?
Of course she did.
The game was intense. There was some big hits. You could tell Poulin was just getting a bit frustrated, but she's trying to lead the team, and they are just getting kind of walked all over. And actually, I mean, the United States was up 5-1, and Canada came back and scored like 3 goals. It ended up being like 6-4 going into the third.
It was 6-4 going in the third. That was a tighter game than the final score would.
But here's the thing: Canada scored like 3 goals in a really, really short span, and that was as much kind of flurry as they got. And then some of their scoring was coming from like Sophie Jakes. I don't even think she has a goal for Team Canada in all her time playing with them. She scored twice that night.
Well, now she's got 2 to put on her resume.
I know, so that was a fun night for her.
4 goals on 8 shots in the third period for Team USA.
So the goaltending, like obviously this is a fast hockey game, and the United States was clicking. They really were on. But Anne-Renee Desbiens let in 5 goals before she got pulled, and Emmerich Smashmeyer got put in, and she also had 5 goals scored under. But Desbiens, I mean, she's the goaltender of the year every year for Wisconsin, letting in like almost no goals all year. And then when you get her on this stage and she's getting faced with some of the same players she's playing against.
It's a little bit like an elite league game where the talent on the ice is just so good that it's not don't expect a 1-0 game.
But yeah, like,
And frankly, we shouldn't hope for a 1-0 game. That doesn't draw in new fans. 14 goals in a game, that might make
but do you
somebody
remember
want
what
to
we
tune
were
in.
talking about last year during the rivalry series? Is how effing boring it is because every game was a 1-goal game.
Yeah, I
Yes.
agree.
I mean, like,
so much
historically, it's like
rather,
a 1-0.
even though 10-4 is like obviously like a huge defeat, I'd so much rather watch a 10-4 game than a 1-0 game.
Right.
Yeah,
like,
dude.
I mean, so many of the series games have been low scoring. So it's really fun to see. The question is this truly indicative of what we can expect to see in February in Milan? I don't know. I have to say no. I have to say Canada has some better plan.
I would hope so, just because I would prefer not to see a gold medal game end in a 6-goal win for a team. I'd like to see something a little more dramatic, but I don't know. If these are the full rosters that were taken to Italy, then I don't think we have reason to believe that the scores will be completely different. And they haven't been that close in the beginning. Team USA has won 4-1, 6-1, and 10-4.
This
It's not like
whole
we've had
series-
an overtime. I want to see 8-7 double overtime. That's what I want to see.
Yeah, now,
Make it happen for me.
yeah, these first two wins, I was like, well, maybe it's because we're on our home ice. You know, I think Layla Edwards had a great game, and she was playing in front of her hometown crowd.
Yeah, Cleveland.
And so there were some factors that made you think maybe this or that. But if anything, I would have expected Canada to come out and like dominate this first game on their home ice. And
They didn't.
tell you what, I texted Allie Altman, and personally, I actually told Allie I thought that Canada was in for I won't even use the term I used because I could probably get kicked off the air for it.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. And so again, another pretty boring, like overall boring rivalry series, which we talk about all the time. I don't see any major injuries so far from the series.
Thank God.
But they'll play again tonight at 9 Eastern back at Rogers Place.
Tomorrow night.
The 13th, that's what I said.
Yep.
They'll play now I don't have plans tonight.
Say that into the camera. How fast can we get this episode out so that someone can swoop in and take up Jossie's time?
Oh my God, you guys, my inbox, my DMs have been blowing up.
Why?
I don't know. I made my accounts private. They're usually bots.
Did you answer a
Usually
spam call?
bots.
Did you answer a spam call? And
I think I liked a bot's reel.
Oh no!
Don't you hate that when you like accidentally do something and then you just get tons of? I keep getting emails talking about my website and how it's not visible on Google, and I'm like, shut up!
Like, I didn't even
Shut
put it
up.
on there.
I don't care.
So the good news about the rivalry series is that these countries do have a good opportunity to test out pairings and combinations, and some players are sitting on the bench and haven't seen a lot of ice, but they're trying to pull together their final Olympic rosters.
How
And
many games are there in the
There's
rivalry
only 4
series?
this time around.
So-
Last year there were 5, but historically it's been like 7 or 9.
Wait, so how many have they done?
3
When's the last one?
tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Gotcha. Okay.
I smell a USA sweep here.
Yeah, so it's already 3-0 USA.
Yep.
Gotcha.
So the puck will drop for the Olympians, the women's hockey Olympians, on February 5th.
Yep.
Team USA will take on Czechia if the arena is finished.
If the arena is finished, I can't believe that we're doing this again with Olympic facilities.
There isn't a whole lot of information, but it seems like they might even be looking for alternative options right now. At least the men might be, due to like a couple things. So they're saying that this NHL size rink is not going to be NHL size. Or it's not even,
Okay.
like, it wasn't supposed to be
It's
NHL
short,
size, but it's
right?
going to be
Supposed
like
to be Olympic.
5 feet shorter
5 feet shorter than an
than,
NHL ring?
than an NHL rink.
Okay.
And they're going to take it all out of the neutral zone. So they're like, it's fine. It's the neutral zone.
Can you? Yeah, okay. So
gonna
someone,
play
someone
Augsburg
who
B?
plays hockey all the time, can you explain to me, like, would that be, I feel like that would be, like, very bad for skating purposes, like, because they're so used to skating on the same side. Like, would they run into, like,
Well, here's what they're
boards?
saying. It is a major disadvantage for European players who play on a larger ice sheet. And their game tends to have more
Yeah.
finesse, more edge work, more use
Do they
of
play
space.
on, like, Olympic size?
A lot of times they'll play Olympic size ice over there, and so
Yeah.
their game is really much more like finesse, using space, finding space. They have more time. And so they can do more creative stuff. But when you crunch them up onto smaller ice, they become, it'll be hurtful for European Olympic teams. So it'll actually make some of the progress that teams like Czechia and Sweden and the teams that have really worked hard to look competitive might not look as competitive.
I feel like it would be detrimental for, like, if you're playing on an NHL size rink and then you go to one that's 5 feet shorter, I feel like there'd be like people getting hurt.
So do you ever play at Augsburg B?
No.
Yes.
That's a short rink.
Oh. I don't notice because I've skated on like 4 rinks in my life.
Yeah, we always love going to play at B because if you're like not conditioned or if you have short skaters, it's like a much easier night.
Jeez.
Okay, well, we know that Gary Bettman's not happy. He told The Guardian, well, The Guardian used his quote, "The fact that the building at this point still isn't completed is, and I won't use any other adjectives, disappointing," which is completely within his right to say, obviously. But the IOC president, Kirsty Coventry, insisted that, this is again according to The Guardian, insisted that despite the hiccups, it would be a case of all right. A case of, who wrote this? Case of all right on the night. This was written by a robot. "We need to push through and continue until the very last moment." Oh, that's reassuring. Thanks, Olympic Committee.
Also, like, are there other facilities that are also?
It looks like they're building an arena from friggin' scratch. It's not like they're.
They did. No, I
meant, are there other facilities like
nearby to use?
Is the chute thing where you slide down it? Is that done yet? Like.
Well, I'm
is
not even
anything
sure.
done?
The only reation I know about the rink is because I follow a few people on Twitter.
That's what I mean.
And then, but the thing is generally these places that are hosting Olympics will have these events, these massive events they host at these arenas so that they can practice like emergencies and they can see how their staff operates, and like there are these practice events and they do them like 6 months in advance. Yep. And then they tweak shit, do it 3 months in advance. There was supposed to be a big event at this hockey rink this weekend that got canceled because the rink's not done. And they've now said they project the rink will be done like February 2nd, which is 3 days before the puck drops for the women's tournament. They don't have time to
do anything.
The men's tournament won't start till like the 11th or 13th or something, so it's a little bit later. But at this point, they haven't even tested if they can if they can accommodate the capacity or the masses once they're in there. And so there's some discussion. I've even seen things as crazy as, like players striking and just saying we're going to play at some rink in the United States for the whole Olympics. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, the U.S. is uniquely, it's also the world superpower, obviously. The U.S. is uniquely situated for the Olympics because so much of the infrastructure is already in place. We don't have to build a rink from the ground up.
Come play the Olympic game at Grand Casino Arena and they'd be ready for you by tomorrow.
Yeah.
It might even be faster. Like, those dudes move. At the end of the state high school tournaments, when they're trying to repaint the ice, they are on the ice. As soon as everybody is off, they are on shaving, repainting, Zamboniing and whatnot. This just, I don't know, man.
Well, it just seems like a lot of a distraction right now.
The Olympics feel like Christmas to me. Everybody gets all jazzed for it, but in reality, it's just a giant shit show.
Yeah.
Every year. Every 4 years for the Olympics.
Yeah, that's what it feels like.
But it's supposed to be the celebration of pure amateur sport, and now it's just
for show.
It's all for show. They leave behind these facilities that they don't take them
abandoned.
Down. They just abandon it.
They literally also the impact on the environment. Too.
I always call it a festival Sunday morning. Just you just pick
just picking up
a
bunch
the last
of trash.
Sunday after a 10-day Burning Man, and you just picture the place
abandoned and
oof, this looks like
that's what it is for years, years and years.
Yeah, because where's the budget money to fix it? Nobody's got that in the budget,
and they don't take anything down. They just leave it there, and then it's empty.
And it looks awful.
Yeah,
and this is also horrible for hockey because this is the first time since 2014. That NHL players will be participating in the Olympics, which means obviously the talent level skyrockets. And the agreement between the NHL, the NHL Players Association, and the IIHF clearly states that the ice in Milan must be built to NHL standards. That's according to Emily Kaplan at ESPN in an article published December 3rd. That contract has clearly already been broken because Milan is like, well, we're not going to change it.
Yeah, they're like,
I don't know how you do. If I'm Gary Bettman, I'm saying, I told you so. We're never doing this again. All of my players are staying with their NHL clubs. We're not risking injury.
Yeah.
And you couldn't even meet us at the parameters for an ice sheet. So why would I bother sending my commodity overseas?
Yeah.
Why would I do that?
How the heck do you build something 5 feet short, too?
I
who's
have no
building
idea.
this?
Who's
building it? So
somebody
can't
who's
use a tape measure.
Somebody who's really close with the IOC. That's you know what? I'm going to look it up right now. I'm going to use this $1,000 machine.
How do you win a contract bid to build the rink for the Olympics? So how much special interest money does it cost to?
I love this. It's just like down to the wire, and the IOC president is like, well, we're just going to keep working.
You know, you just got to put one foot in front of the other. I'm going to show up every day, give it my best.
Dumb. So dumb. Close to a disaster, according to The Athletic. Well, that's a happy note. Merry Christmas, everybody.
I was going to say, so like that might just be online hubbub, but the word on the streets, everyone's talking about it, is that there's not going to be a hockey rink for the Olympic hockey. Other news in the Team USA, the coaching staff has been in place since 2023, but they formally announced them as the Olympic coaching staff. So that's John Wroblewski as the head coach, assistants Sherry Dickerman, who's our MSU women's coach, Brent Hill, who is the Quinnipiac University women's coach, Josh Skiba with the Sirens is the third assistant coach, and then Allie Altman of local Devoneer, Allie Altman, who's with St. Thomas, formerly MSU, is the goaltending coach for Team USA. So super exciting that they've been named. I have been following Allie's social media all week, and they're obviously in Edmonton, but they're really excited that that was finally formally announced. And like I said, they've been working together since 2023, and they've got the team going 3-0 right now in the Rivalry Series, so something's going well.
All I can say is no matter how short the rink is, I'll be watching.
I'll text you updates.
What's the time difference between here and Milan? Am I going to get a text from you at 4 a.m. saying, hey, third period?
Hey.
Just letting you know.
In case you're not busy.
What are you up to?
11:36 left in the third.
It's 4:11 in the morning.
Hey, you might be awake.
You guys, that's when we're probably going to have our sleepover.
Yeah.
At 4 in the morning.
Also, me and Olivia have plans too, so you guys should come to that.
Are you going to clue us in? Or?
I was like, what's the plan?
Well, I saw this tweet where this guy did a parody cover of some Christmas song, but with a hockey. And so I told Olivia I would like to do that.
Pina Colodi.
It was like Pina
Cagoli. Pina Cagoli.
Exactly.
There we go.
So then I told Olivia I wanted to do that, and that if it took us all day to practice, we could have a sleepover.
Okay.
And she said, I totally agree. Totally agree.
Okay.
I'll send you guys the reel. I'll send you guys the reel right now, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, send me the reel. I have an update on best Christmas gift I ever gave. I got Laura a Polaroid printer so that she could take Polaroids and then print them right away.
Yeah.
A little pocket
Instant
printer.
gratification is critical for people like us.
And her text message says, honestly, at the time, I was kind of like, what the hell? But now I love that Polaroid printer.
What the hell?
Is it like something you can send like your phone pictures to print?
Yeah.
Well, probably.
Or is it a Polaroid camera?
I think
where
it's
they just print out of the
No,
camera?
I think it's you can take pictures with your phone and then
it's
print
like a
them
pocket
on
printer.
little Polaroids.
I have one of those. I also like those.
But we do have a Polaroid camera too.
Okay.
All right, check your DMs. I just sent you.
Check your DMs.
Check
It's
your
just a
DMs,
text.
guys.
It's a text.
Literally a text message. All right, I don't think we have anything else. Right now we're just kind of biding our time until the Olympics, which I think we're all excited for.
Well, yeah, so because now the PWHL is off until when?
I mean, they play next week.
Are they playing? So
They
when
play
these women
next-
get back from...
They play next Friday at, if you want to go, not you, I meant people listening.
Why wouldn't I
Next,
go?
next Friday, they play at home, and then they also play on Sunday on the road for a takeover tour game.
Oh, wait, where is that one?
I think it's Chicago.
Okay, I'd love to. I'm anxious to
go.
see how they do in Chicago.
Yeah, so let me double check that. Yep,
It's one of those markets, man.
they play
Well, and that
Grand
gets me...
Casino Arena at 8 p.m. on Friday, next Friday. And then they play Sunday, December 21st at 2 p.m. versus Ottawa at Allstate Arena in Chicago.
Okay,
Cool.
well, that'll be
All right.
exciting, and we'll report on that. But, yeah, between now and basically the Olympics, there's a lot of stuff, just slow calendars. So
I look forward to hearing what you and Olivia discuss about college hockey.
it's going to be so good. Go, Olivia. If you were a goal scorer, would you get greasy goals?
She called you Greasy Golivia. I was like, doesn't that sound like negative?
That's so negative.
Greasy?
That sounds like I have really greasy hair.
That's
No,
what
do you
I
know
thought.
that I almost forgot about the word greasy until I listened to you broadcast the Saturday UST Minnesota game, and I'm like, she's calling these goals greasy, and I miss that word so much.
I think I would because I don't think I'd have much skill.
You'd have to just be in front of the net digger.
Like, I think I would just sit in front of the net. I think
know.
that would be my whole job. I don't think I could do much else.
Yeah, it's a good job.
I can skate, but
Have you
What
ever
good does
played?
that
Have you
do?
ever like played out for fun?
oh, have I ever played out? I've played out in college.
She was an e-buff,
Did
dude.
you?
She was an e-buff in college.
I was horrible, Kayla. Kayla, okay, so this is hilarious. So I played out in one game.
Okay.
Like, I got a shift.
Oh my gosh.
There's video. There's huddle video. of it. But so this year we had 4 goalies because of COVID.
Yeah.
So somebody stayed who would have graduated, and I was at that time I was a 4th goalie. So you can't dress 4 goalies. So I
Yeah.
was like the only one in the stands. Our team was like diminishing by the minute. We were just losing people like left and right because it was COVID and like everybody's like unhappy it's COVID. And he brings me in the office one day, Coach Frost, and he was like, Kinger, like, I don't mean this to offend you. And I'm sitting there like, what?
What is he going to say
And like,
next?
what could he possibly say?
Yeah.
And he's like, if you wanted to, like, we love your energy on the bench. Like, we would love to still have you on the bench. And I was like, yes, I'm going to be 3rd goalie. or
Yeah, I'll
something.
just throw my
You know what I
tennies. I'll
mean?
throw my tennies on. Yeah.
And he's like, if you'd be willing, like, I don't mean to offend you. Kelly kept saying it. And he's like, you could dress us forward and still be on the bench. And like, at least like, you don't have to be in the stands. And I was like, absolutely.
Yeah, that'd
I
be
was like,
fun.
Why did we
I've never
think of
been
this
happy. Yeah, I was like, well,
Yeah,
why didn't
yeah.
we do this before? It was so fun. Well, my first question, I sit there and I'm like, so that means I get to do warm-ups.
Yeah.
And he was like, absolutely not.
No.
And he's like, and obviously, like, I didn't practice as a forward. Or
Yeah,
anything.
But
Yeah.
goalies are like good at forward.
But well, I could like skate, except I was in skates that were like 4 sizes too big for
Oh
me.
my
They were
God.
Peyton Humps, and also like I hadn't been in player skates for years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like years and years and years and years.
Yeah.
And it was so funny, but it didn't matter because I wasn't skating. But then we played. This is the cherry on top. So then we go and we play. We're playing St. Thomas in a home and home, and it's the 2nd game of the series. We're winning like 8-1 or something. I don't even know. And St. Thomas scores, and they celly in front of our bench. I don't know. Must have been a trigger or something. And it was so funny. But Coach Darwitz at the time, she was there, and she goes, "Kinger, get out there." And I was like,
That was not part of the plan.
that was not part
I
of the
didn't even
plan.
get to warm up.
I didn't even get to warm up. I don't even know what I'm doing. And I was like, what? Like, I turned around, I was like, what?
Are you serious?
Are you, like, I was like, this has got to be a joke.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like the last 2 minutes of the game. And she's like, Kinger, get out there. I was like, oh my God, I don't even know what I'm doing. I don't even know what position I'm playing. So then I jump on the ice, and there's like huddle video of it. And we're at the St. Thomas, the old rink, the St. Thomas Academy rink. And everybody just goes crazy. Like crazy. My dad and my little brother are in the stands. Just happened to be there that game. And it was so funny. We get in the locker room after the game, and everyone's like, I can't believe you didn't go off sides that one play, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, guys, I play hockey.
I know
I know the
I'm not
rules.
some random from the street.
Yeah.
I was like, guys, I know what offsides
We studied
is.
the same video.
Like, I literally play in the game with you.
I was so offended.
I know this.
I was so offended. I was like, are you guys kidding?
I'm like trying to figure out which pitch perfect character they're like they're thinking you are.
Oh, and this is the best part. I go and see my dad after the game with my little brother, and he like gives me a huge hug. And he was like, "That's the most proud I've ever
The
been of you."
most.
That you didn't go offside.
Like, I was like, Dad,
That's the
come
most
on.
proud. The 2
Yeah,
minutes.
you're like, I have done so many things in my
My
life.
2-minute shift.
where I'm
of
not even playing
forward.
the position I've played my whole life.
It was so cute though, because he was like,
That's so
"That's
funny.
like so cute." It's just everybody was so happy for
Aw.
it. It was
Yeah.
really cute, and everybody like went crazy. Like, it was so cute, like just like a funny moment. But
Yeah.
it was cute because I mean, my whole career at Minnesota was all about like the relationships I built, and so he was right. Like he was like,
Yeah.
it wasn't that you played forward; it was that I was
Everyone
like.
was being supportive.
Yes, and
yeah.
everyone was happy for you, and
Yeah.
like you went and did it and had fun, and you're not complaining about like playing forward when you're not a forward.
Yeah.
Like you wanted to do it and you had fun, and I was like, yeah, that's true. But then I went over and played for St. Thomas, and I got over there, and it was like the first question from all the older girls were like, we remember when you played that shift of forward against us, and that fucking pissed us off.
Well, yeah, because like think of
you're-
it
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
that team standpoint. Like, how cocky are these guys? They're
Like,
dressing
they're
their
putting their
they're dressing their
goalie
fourth
in.
goalie as a forward.
And they're playing her. So
Oh
they
my
were so
gosh.
mad, rightfully so. It was so funny, and they were like, we couldn't believe. Like after that game, we were so mad. And I was like,
Yeah,
sorry,
that would
guys.
definitely fire me up. That would be one of those things in the locker room afterwards. Like, did you see what they did?
Like I can't believe they did
They
that.
put Kinger out.
Why would they put? Kinger
That's
out?
like in high school when they like put out the senior that never plays. Like you're like winning
That was me.
when you put in
You
the
probably
kid
saw them all
that
at
never
Plums
plays.
later that night too. You're like,
Hey guys. Well, okay, and then I was like, I posted like a funny picture. I posted like one picture of me in my forward, like my skater gear. Okay, I actually look really cute in it. And then I posted, I'll show it.
Shocking.
I'll show it to you guys later. And then I posted that second picture, you know, because you can do multiple. I posted a goalie picture, and the caption was like, "Get you a girl that can do both." And people were sliding up on it, like DMing me, and still DM me to this day, and are like, "I can't believe you're good enough to play forward and goalie."
They think it's like
I
legit.
love that. You haven't sent him the huddle or
For a
whatever.
freaking-
You're probably good though.
For the University of Minnesota too. Like they would have a goalie, but like
Wait a minute though.
they
This does
drafted
bring me
someone.
to something.
that's
Like
so
I
funny.
went to that UST Minnesota game. I feel like there were some players on Minnesota that like their skating skills and stuff were like they're big like thuggers, but like they were not that like finesse. I was surprised.
Wait,
Actually.
this past
weekend, Friday. I went to
Yeah.
UST on Friday. I watched the broadcast on Saturday, and like also like you do such a nice job.
Oh, thanks.
I was gonna text you
I'm
during
getting-
the time.
I'm getting practice.
I was gonna
I'm not
text you
perfect,
during
but-
the time, but instead I just Snapchatted you during the time.
I loved it.
I was so happy when you Snapchatted back.
Yes, she saw my Snapchat.
She's on TV and she Snapchatted me back at the same time.
I was probably in my break time.
But okay, so that was something I specifically noticed on Friday. I was like a little surprised at how like little finesse some of these third, fourth line Minnesota players had. Like they were big and barely, but like
Which I feel like is so non-typical for a Minnesota Gophers team.
yes.
But I think, especially in that first game, I mean, that was a close game.
It was a close
It was
game.
like back and forth, 3-3 until the third. And I agree. I think like the few lines past that are more, play a different role
yeah, I just
for
not
Minnesota
seen
than
that,
like they have in the past.
yeah.
But I don't think it's because they don't have skill. I think it's more so like trying to try something new and see what's going to work. Because their first few lines, I mean, they're pretty stacked with skill-wise.
Yeah.
And like that's what they do. They score pretty goals. And, I think one thing that like maybe they could lean on in the second half is like trying to score those gritty, like greasy goals.
Or
Like we were
greasy
talking
goals,
about.
yeah.
But like, obviously they're scoring goals It's just
Well, you're right. They took to
you
the
know.
third period to kind of unleash the last two, which were the like icing on the cake for them. And like a funny story. So I got Maisie came with me on Friday, and one of my new favorite things is being at a hockey game when the score is the same as the period, and then when the clock gets to that number, seconds left. So for example, the score is 1-1 in the first period. When it gets to 11 seconds, we yell Yahtzee.
like
and
whoever
in-
yells Yahtzee, do they get something first?
We don't. We just hope nobody thinks we're crazy. But in this game, this is miraculous because it was 1-1 in the first, it was 2-2 in the second, and it was 3-3 in the third. So all three periods we yelled Yahtzee at the appropriate time.
I'm gonna start doing that during the
I took a
broadcast.
video of Maisie, but like it doesn't happen very often, but now you can't miss it. Like the only thing on the scoreboard is going to be 5-1s when there's 11 seconds left or 22 seconds left or 33 seconds left.
Yeah.
So anyway, that was particularly fun regarding that date. But like Minnesota finally got their last two, like put the icing on the cake in the end, and I think their very last one was Jamie. Did she score their last one? But it was just like, fuck you, like.
Oh yeah.
Why would you even think you had a chance? You know why? Because freaking Whitney Horton had such a huge day.
Oh my gosh, 2 goals, 1
And an
assist,
assist.
and a penalty. So she's like all over the stat
She
sheet.
was all over the stat sheet. She played with so much confidence. She looked so dominant that day. It was really fun to see.
Yeah. Which honestly, like, I mean, she's a freshman, so like I feel like freshmen will rip out a really good game like that. Sometimes it's just a matter of like being consistent and being able
And
to
she's
like,
been
do
somewhat
that.
consistent, but not your Mercury Bischoff, who's a little bit higher than her, but as probably two potentially really good rookie of the year opportunities for the WCHA out of either of those two players at this point.
For sure. And then Jamie, like coming off that weekend, I mean, she had 2 really good nights.
Yep.
And she gets
She earned Player of the
forward
Week. Or
of the week,
WCHA Forward of the Week.
So
Because that was a 4-point weekend for her.
yeah.
So
And then, I mean, it's so hard to say. Like, it's hard, obviously, like, hard for me to say, like, oh, the Gophers could produce, like, more greasy goals, like, blah, 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 blah. When that weekend, I mean, they had one forward, Josephine Bouving, who
she's
scored
on a 6-game point heater.
16-game point streak.
Oh, God.
Scored her 50th Gopher goal that weekend. And then Murph, like, beats the record for game-winning goals in Gopher history that weekend. Like, obviously, they're scoring goals, they're getting points, but it's just a matter of, like, I mean, leading into playoffs, like, those are the ones that go in.
Right. You got to hammer them.
So,
yeah.
I don't know. I think they did play the Gophers played a much better game on Saturday.
Yeah.
In that 4-1 win. I think it could have been a much bigger lead than they had. Tommy's played Julia Minotti both nights, started Julia Minotti both nights. Second night, Julia played really well. I don't think that the Tommies were really giving her much help. Like, there was multiple breakaways that she saved.
Yes.
I mean, you know what I mean? Like, there was just a lot going on, and she had a lot of shots, and then, like, they throw Danny in, not for any reasoning behind, like, Julia not playing well, just because sometimes your team just needs a change, and I think that's what it was, throwing
to
Danny in.
spark something on the bench a little bit, or like, but also you're halfway through the season. If Danny hasn't seen any ice, I mean, didn't she get her ice time last year because of an injury?
Yeah, and she played so much last season, and she has played this season as well, but
you got to be able to find times to get them in there, and it's not just going to be against your Linden Woods or against your easy peasy teams. You've got to be able to put and Danny Strong, we know it can stand on her head. I mean,
oh my gosh. And then she came in and she played super well.
Yeah.
And I do think, like, she shifted momentum, but, like, it was too late by then. I mean, but the Gophers scored, you know, like, the Tommies got a goal in the third. The Gophers didn't score in the third.
So they didn't quit.
So, like, it was just, like, they never quit. It was still a decent game. It wasn't a bad game, but Friday night was definitely better. I was like, I really thought that the Tommies could really, like,
that could have
put
been
it
an
away.
upset. I was thinking, I'm going into the third period on Friday, I was like, oh my God, Minnesota Gophers have some sort of like problem with purple, or like I was already in my mind, I was already coming up with some theory, but they ended up pulling it out. They ended up getting their points that weekend, and unfortunate for St. Thomas, who just continues to battle and can't get these extra points like that MSU got.
Yeah. And Layla, Minnesota girl, she played on Saturday.
Yeah.
For the Gophers, so it was nice to see her, watch her play.
Has she had 2 or 3 starts already?
She's had a few.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
yeah, so it is nice to see him mix it up a bit. Like I said, you don't know what's coming down the pike, and You want to be ready.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, it was good. Gophers needed that. I mean, after a tough weekend against Mankato the weekend before getting swept by them, they needed a few wins. And then, they're all going into Christmas break here now. So definitely, they would have had to sit with that all break. And I don't know.
Yeah, I think that would have been
Tough.
Potentially terminal for their amazing season right now, because with the Ohio Wisconsin series, I think Wisconsin really elevated themselves back into where we thought they would, where they were last year, at least as far as that much better, more into first than Ohio, who looked like they were creeping up, but Minnesota was right on their heels. And I still think there's a lot of hockey left this season for a lot to happen, but it's been a better season for Minnesota than the past couple seasons.
100%. Well, they definitely have more depth. And St. Thomas has a lot more depth too. So
right.
I don't know. I feel like the second half of the season, we'll see how that series shakes out. But I did kind of expect a split, and it didn't go that way. So I was a little bit surprised. But same thing with the Wisconsin-Ohio series, like you said. Wisconsin came out on top both nights. They won 2-1 on Friday, 6-1 on Saturday. And I think that was super surprising to me, because I was 100% it's going to be a split.
Ohio's going to come back on fire.
Exactly.
No, Wisconsin was just so determined to make sure that they can solidify that first place spot, because there's been some question all season. They're not getting all of the first place votes in the poll. But something came up short for Ohio.
Yeah.
This weekend, because I think the way they've played this season, well, I guess they had to come back on St. Cloud. I was just thinking it really should have been a split. But I think Wisconsin way outplayed Ohio even in the 2-1 win.
Yeah, I know. I think so too. And I think, well, obviously you look at the players, Wisconsin has much more depth. I don't think that Ohio is an insane team this year.
No.
But I don't know. I just would have expected maybe a split. And now Wisconsin has 37 points in the WCHA, pretty handedly, leading in the WCHA. Ohio's the next at 32, and Wisconsin's won nationally, of course, where they'll stay in my eyes for a long time.
Presumably the rest of the season.
Yeah.
Who would you think would creep up on them?
I think Penn State could potentially,
but
depending
didn't they
on
play that, or they haven't played each other.
No, they haven't.
See,
and Penn
if
State plays
Wisconsin-
Ohio soon, after break, and so I think
That'll be interesting to see, because my guess would be Wisconsin would beat Penn State 10-1.
And that's what I would think. But if Wisconsin beats Ohio, if Penn State beats Ohio, and
then you've got something to talk about, because Penn State got into fourth in the nation from in the poll position this week. First, that's the highest they've ever been.
Yeah.
So it is a good year and they did receive their first loss of the season to Northeastern this weekend. But yeah, Penn State is sneaking in, and it's Caitlin Roberts and Maddie Christian score a lot of goals for them. There are 2 Minnesotans on their roster, but they're still third and fourth or something in scoring on Penn State. So Penn State's got Grace Outwater and somebody else scoring even more points than Christian and Roberts. But we've talked about this before. They're scoring big game winning goals. They're scoring big game clutch goals, not just quantity but quality. If that makes sense.
And if you really look at it, Wisconsin right now has 5 active players playing in the rivalry series.
Right.
To Penn State's 1.
Well, and I've worried. I think that some of the Penn State girls that are good, even these Minnesotans, get overlooked a little bit. But it's hard not to when there's such a deep roster. But this is partly why my complaint is, why do we have the same people? And go do a rivalry series with your second best and just let them, I don't know, whatever. But I would like to see more Penn. I think Penn State girls get the short end of the stick because they get looked at their conference is so easy. It's the Mercury Bischoff effect, right? Somehow they're minimized because of the competition they face. But I've seen Caitlin Roberts in the Beauty League. She dominates.
Yeah.
She's bigger and stronger than most of the girls out there. So definitely they have a different style of player that's kind of overlooked from the USA standpoint, but it seems to be working because they've got 1 loss on the season. They've pushed themselves in the top 5 in the country, top 4 in the country. And so there is a little bit of depth there that's unrecognized, I think. But.
Yeah. And I will say, I mean, like, even the Gophers, they have one, or I guess they have 2. One on Canada, one on USA. So it's like, it's not like it's far off for Penn State to have one person playing in the rivalry series.
No, it's not.
It's just that Wisconsin, it's so ridiculous.
There's so many Wisconsin
has
players.
so much depth. Like, they have 5 people playing for USA in the rivalry series.
Right.
Which is insane. And then you look at Canada, and they only have 1 college girl.
All the rest are P-Dub girls.
On their entire roster. And then USA has, oh my gosh, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Or 9 active college players. And then Canada, they have 3.
3.
So,
2 are goalies from the WCHA.
So, like, that's insane.
Yeah, so it's a different approach. It's a very different approach USA is taking to than Canada, but it backs up this. Well, thinking about like the PW expansion draft, for example, they're talking about 4 teams this year, and is that too many? And when you look at the draft class and the number of players, just looking at the USA Rivalry Series, these 9 players, for example, like this is the year that almost all these players will go into the draft this year.
Yeah, and then even speaking on that, it's like, oh my gosh, you have this draft class. Who's gonna be drafted first overall?
Oh, it's gonna be KK Harvey.
That's who I think
100%.
it will be. Not. I think it will be KK Harvey. Unless
Chicago gets the first pick, and then it's Murphy.
I think it should be Murphy. In my personal
But watching
opinion,
her in the rivalry series too, like, my God, is she shining? Like, this is her platform.
100%. I think it should be Murphy. I think rightfully it should be Murph. But I just think, like, how those teams are going to look at it, I think they're going to pick Harvey. Just because it's just
I don't know, she's such just a dynamic player, so skilled, such high hockey IQ, and Murph is flashy, but half the time she's in the box. And the way she throws her body around, like, kind of almost dramatically, I think she's going to be injured a lot of her career in the PW. So she has some risk as far as if you take Murph. Obviously, if you're Chicago or a lot of these cities, you've got the person, right? But if you actually are talking, now hopefully she doesn't get as many penalties in the PW because they let a lot of stuff slide.
Yeah, I think.
But if Murph goes up against Poulin and like throws her body in a collision the way she typically does, look, she's gonna break her neck.
Well, I don't know. I just think, like, as a team-wise, a team's going to look at it, a GM's going to look at it and be like, she's more of a risk. Am I willing to take that risk?
That's my concern. She's flashy.
And Harvey's, like, not a risk.
When Harvey just surpassed, I think she's the highest scoring defender in NCAA history or something crazy. She just got some additional points this week. But so each week she's hitting new milestones for awards and what are they called? Records.
Yeah. And I mean, it'll just depend on what the teams are looking for. I mean, you need a forward, you need a defenseman, you need whatever, and that depends on the draft too. Like,
listening in on the rivalry series commentators, they're saying it doesn't really matter what you need. If KK Harvey's available as the first draft pick, you take her.
Yeah.
You don't give up. You don't let a girl like KK Harvey go, even if you've got 6 strong blue liners. You figure out what to do. But that she confidently they thought she would be picked first. But I think you're right. I think it matters who gets the first pick. How many teams are there going to be in the expansion? Is one of them going to be Chicago? I've always said that there's no doubt that there's some sort of plan to make sure Murphy goes back to Chicago because I think that's good for women's hockey, and they're going to do their takeover tour game in Chicago next week. So in my mind, she's going to get drafted by Chicago, a non-existent team at this point.
Would be amazing for women's hockey in the Chicago area.
Yes.
Like,
she's so involved.
She's so involved, and she loves it, and she always talks about it, and she always talks about going home. She's always at home every chance she can get with her family, and I think that's big. Like, that's huge.
Well, hopefully she has a seat at the table somehow. I don't know. Like, you think about Coyne Schofield and some of these people, like, they really got to help drive that initial season and what it would look like and stuff. And so I wonder if there is some pull that some of these players have at this point. Like, you have to assume.
Yeah.
You want to find out, are these players going to be 10-year veterans someday, or are they going to play in the league for a year and then go do something different, or what?
Yeah. I don't know.
But anyway, okay, back to last weekend. St. Cloud and Mankato played each other. They split. I guess
not surprising to
Yeah,
me.
I guess we kind of expected that. I think that's good for St. Cloud because Mankato is kind of, I think they've kind of eked themselves into, they're at 17 points in the WCHA, and now St. Cloud's at 12. So that sort of put them kind of in a nice significant margin between the two teams.
The only thing I would say about that series was first game, St. Cloud had 4 goals by
Oh,
the
and the second,
period.
yes, it looked like they were gonna just crush.
I was like, "What's happening with St. Cloud? Goal scoring machine?" Because normally they're very defensive minded, and they score 1 or 2 goals. That's usually how they
get
win
an
their
early
games.
goal and then play defense up until they. Yeah.
And I was like, 4 goals in the second. Like, are they gonna end on like a 8-0 win or something?
Yeah, what is gonna happen? And Minnesota State had just swept the Gophers, so it's like, what the frick? But then they ended up. That was the final score, 4-0. And then MSU came out the next day, and that was an OT game, so 3-2 in OT. Love that I saw Zoe Lopez, another, let's see if she can turn it on the second half of the season, but she's also probably in contention for some rookie awards. But so that was a closer game, but MSU snuck it out. Now, I don't even know how we'd be talking if St. Cloud swept Mankato like the week after.
Oh, I know.
Mankato would have swept. But that's just so fun about this league. Any team can literally win any night. We're learning. I mean, really.
Yeah. And then Duluth and Bemidji play. Obviously, Duluth takes the weekend, but closer games than expected.
Yeah.
4-1 and then 4-0. That's kind of surprising to me. I don't really know how I feel about that. It's how I feel about Duluth this year. I'm not really sure.
They're just like
they're a good team.
Yeah, it's Grace Adura scoring a lot for them, but Caitlin Kramer was scoring a fair amount for them last year, and maybe I'm not seeing as much Caitlin Kramer this year. Maybe it's because she's training. I think like some of these girls haven't always been around when there are trainings, and she's playing on the Canadian Rivalry Series roster, so potentially other trainings. But Taya Johansson's been a big scorer for them, and I didn't see her name very much last year, but you're right. It's not the same UMD team kind of that we were seeing, but I think 4-0 and 4-1 is pretty solid in the WCHA.
I agree.
I think that's like a pretty solid, like we're kind of head and shoulders better than you guys.
Yeah.
And
well, they're 100% better than them, yeah.
Okay, so you're thinking it should have been more like 8-0, 10-0.
Yeah, that's what I would expect. Or at least like
that's
6,
where
7.
I think,
I'm glad it's not, because I think that says a lot about the WCHA
Yeah,
and how
that's what I was
Bemidji,
gonna say. I
how
think if
Bemidji's
you-
getting better.
if you look at Bemidji's season, they have battled in so many weekends.
I mean, they beat St. Thomas.
They have hardly had weekends where they're blown out of the water so far. So Wisconsin, they had a 9-2 game. Ohio was a 6-0.
I think they're having a much better year than they've had.
Yeah,
in the
like
previous
I was
years.
going to say, I think even though they're at 6 points in the WCHA, and that's 31 points behind Wisconsin, it's just not the story that's truly the WCHA right now. It's not like looking at the ECAC and talking about some of the bottom schools in their divisions or their conferences, or even the Nuha, where their bottom team has 4 points, but they're getting clobbered way more often than these WCHA teams. So
Yeah. And then we look into later in the year, and teams like Wisco, Gophers, Ohio, like they're going to lose people for a month.
a while.
And I think, teams like St. Thomas, who's not going to lose anyone, they're going to be able to steal points. And
Yeah,
then,
they might be able to stay consistent through. Although I think what's fun is what happens is there's room on the roster for players that don't always get a chance to play, who can play really hard and really well. And I mean, some of these same names on Minnesota, 5 years, 6 years, senior veterans, like there are girls that are probably shining stars that haven't gotten a chance to even see the ice. So it could be a shot that, Minnesota's got enough depth where it's like, you hardly tell they're missing their big scorer or their big flashy player.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it'll be as ridiculous as like
9-2 wins.
some
won't be
people are gonna
likely.
say.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think it's gonna be crazy, but like for Minnesota, you're gonna notice that Murph's gone. There's no one that could replace Murph and her
Yes.
scoring and her ability to be like all over the ice for them. Like, yes, there will be all of the Gophers players are good. So
Right.
being able to showcase more people is going to be great. But you're not going to replace Murph's scoring power when
You're
she's
not,
gone.
but the U of M, who's spent over 90 minutes in their 14 games this season shorthanded, may not be shorthanded half their game.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, you're right.
Yeah, like let's see what
You're
happens.
right. It's just like a matter of, well, if she's gone, who's going to produce?
Right. So that's what you got to see who's
So
who's
it's-
clutch enough to show up. Because so far, looking at the top 5 shorthanded goal scorers in the league, none of them are from Minnesota.
Yeah.
So they need to get somebody either producing shorthanded or let's see what they do, presumably with fewer penalties.
Yeah.
Full strength the whole game.
Yeah.
You know, maybe just their third liners would score, but they're never out because they're always playing their PK. So, so that for the Gophers, I'd like to see. For the Badgers, they're in trouble.
Oh, my gosh. Goalie gone.
They're top 6.
Yeah. Harvey gone. Like, Layla gone.
Everybody,
I
Sims is
just-
gone.
I think especially goaltending-wise will be interesting just because they always play Ava,
And yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
And, you know, rightfully so. She's
Just
a great
goaltending
goalie.
because there are some skilled ass players in the WCHA and they're gonna have to face. But let's see. So who will they?
It'll be like an entirely different team.
Okay, when are they gonna be gone? Like it's not gonna be January 30th.
No, it's
they
like
go February
February.
5th is puck drop. How soon do you think they travel over?
End of January to probably mid-February, right?
All right, so yeah, the Gophers in Wisconsin play 30th, 31st of January, which presumably they're already over there. Why wouldn't?
Yeah.
Because they dropped the puck on the 5th. February 7th, 8th, Gophers, or Wisconsin, Ohio State. And then the Gophers play Ohio the February 14th weekend. So these are huge, huge conference matchups right in the midst of the 2-week Olympic Games.
That's crazy.
You'd think scheduling could have gotten a little bit better on that. Like, okay, then you go down to the February 21st, Wisconsin plays St. Cloud. Get real. You couldn't wait till the 21st to throw Ohio and Wisconsin against each other again. So, yeah, so stay tuned because there's going to be potentially major shakeups when Wisconsin is missing half their team.
I think it's really exciting. I think it'll be cool. I think it'll. Honestly, I wish it would have shaked up the year a little bit more than just that month, because the first few halves it was like everyone goes on break, everybody goes to rivalry.
Right.
You know, so it's not even like nobody's losing anyone.
No, yeah,
They're
they
off the
scheduled it
weekend.
around. Yeah, they did some bye weekends and they
Yeah.
just made it work out.
Even just this weekend, you know, like they all had their last games last weekend and then they had
And then they had
rivalry.
out. Yep.
So, I don't know. I think it's just fun and exciting, and we'll see if it does change the polls enough to matter for playoffs.
Right.
Like, I
That's
don't
why I'm
know.
like Wisconsin stampeded through at 37 points. I mean, just doing the math, there's a chance they're going to asterisk the conference win in the next 2 series. But we'll see.
Or do you think who's ever voting polls is going to say, well, they've had people gone, I'm going to still side
Maybe
with
Penn
them?
State does get their number 1 spot.
Like, I don't know.
Ludicrous.
Interesting.
So very little going on in the NCAA Division I this weekend, although the AHA does have a series between LIU and Robert Morris. And notable in the AHA this week, Mercyhurst head coach, what's his name? Mike Sisti. He became the second ever Division I women's head hockey coach to reach 600 wins with his 6-1 victory over Stonehill at the end of November. Only one other coach, and that's obviously Mark Johnson, to hit that 600 wins. That's a lot of years coaching.
How many years is that?
I think he's coached since 1999.
Oh, my gosh. That's insane.
Since the program inception.
Oh, my goodness. Wow.
So congrats, because I didn't realize Mercyhurst had this diehard who's been there all this time.
Yeah.
But he achieved a pretty awesome milestone in NCAA hockey. So my other note, obviously Penn State was the last remaining undefeated program, but they lost to the Nittany Lions, which is like the dumbest name ever. I think that's Northeastern.
Yeah.
So they now have their loss. But regarding the polls, any other exciting?
Well, in the polls, depending on which poll you look at, they're a little bit.
I'm on USCHO. What do you like?
Yeah, and that's what I look at. But the other one I'm pretty sure it had Northeastern above Penn State.
Okay, but Northeastern isn't even in this list. Oh, there they are, 6th.
Yeah.
Okay, let me check and see. I bet you we can find that. It's
But
on NCAA.
obviously, top 3 don't change. 1 Wisco, 2 Ohio, 3 U of M, 4 Penn State, 5 Duluth.
Yep, so that is exciting for Penn State. So Cornell drops pretty significantly. They took some losses. I think they were upset by somebody. I think Cornell had like a rough weekend and they moved down. And they had like some losses in that Thanksgiving snowball tournament or whatever.
Yes. Okay. So both polls rank Penn State 4.
Okay. But where does it say they were at last week? The USCHO says they were there last week, but it must be NCAA that moved them up this week.
Yeah, it just says weeks in top 15, 13. Princeton's moving up.
Princeton upset. They're on like a 7-game heater right now.
So Penn State was number 4 last week. Princeton was 11 last week, and now they're 9.
So the polls are exciting this year, to be honest. Princeton has Uma Cornea, which we talked about last week. She was awarded the Player of the Week award for her conference, but she also was named this same week the Player of the Month award for the prior month.
Yeah, and they just swept Colgate.
They swept Colgate. So let's see.
Or Cornell. They
That's
beat
who I was.
they beat Colgate.
Those are the
6-1.
2 pieces of information I've been looking for.
And then
Connected.
And then the next day they beat Cornell 3-2.
Okay, so
that's why those respective teams have
right. So Princeton
shifted
sweeps
positions.
Colgate and Cornell. Uma comes out of November 2-0, making 64 saves with a .955 save percentage.
insane.
She only let in 3 goals for a 1.5 GAA, and that was all of last week because the prior month she was named goaltender of the month for her efforts against, let's see, what does it say? The junior from Edina stood firm in the crease for Princeton. Cornea posted a 5-1-0 record in November, making 172 saves on 181 shots, 2 shutouts. That same .95 save percentage and 1.49's GAA, and then comes in the following week and crushes Colgate and Cornell. So watch out.
Yeah, and they beat Yale. They beat Quinnipiac. They beat Providence. They beat Clarkson. Like, they're obviously a good team. They're beating all of the really good teams that are over on that side, but it's just a matter of, if they did come over here and play in the WCHA,
What
those
happens?
teams,
Okay,
what would
but
happen? But Uma's
I was gonna
honestly,
say.
Uma's an amazing goalie. Like,
I was just gonna say
she's one of the best goalies in in
she
the
could have
country
played at
for
any
college
one
hockey.
of these WCHA schools. if she
Exactly.
wanted
So
to.
like, if they did come over here and play, like, honestly, I think Uma would be their saving grace, and they could potentially win those games.
So Princeton, this is the year that they that Courtney Kessel came back from the PW to stand as the head coach on the Tigers bench. And so that's got to be a big impact. But Mackenzie Alexander's their leading scorer with 21 points. She's from the Etobicoke Dolphins. So Peter interviewed the Etobicoke coach recently. But so she's having just a major impact for them in her second season with 21 points already in 15 games. And then Jane Keel is another Edina girl who's scoring some points. She has 10 points for Princeton right now. But I don't think that they're like easy competition. Like RPI Union, easy, great. But if you look, I mean, they're looking at almost all top 15, top 20 schools in their first 15 games.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think there's any argument that somehow their calendar is letting them prove something that's not true. And I will be worried about them in the postseason.
Yeah, I would too.
Yeah. Have they played Penn State? I'd love to see a Penn State Princeton matchup.
No, they played UConn, Brown, Yale, RPI, Union, Clarkson, St. Lawrence, Providence, Quinnipiac, Colgate, Cornell. And I think, this past weekend was kind of like one of their biggest challenges, beating both of those teams, Colgate and Cornell.
After such a strong month.
Yeah.
Okay, so
like that, I think that shows a lot, but then they come out after break and they play Stonehill, and I don't know.
I think
we won't really see much from them until late January when they play Colgate and Cornell again.
Right. So then to finish up with Players of the Week, because Uma was recognized as the Player of the Week and a Player of the Month for the prior month, and we have another Minnesotan who's similarly awarded both the Rookie of the Week and Rookie of the Month. So Abby Brose at Franklin Pierce, she finished 2 points and +3 last weekend on a 5-point series against St. Anselm, and she's a White Bear Lake native, and that is after a month where she had 6 points in 7 games, and Franklin Pierce was beating St. Michael's, Stonehill, so they're beating a number of Nuha teams on the back of Abby Brose, a freshman, scoring all these points and all these assists. So I wanted to make sure, because I said her name last week, but I didn't talk about what she had been doing. And then this week she was awarded the Player of the Week award again. So where there's smoke, there's fire. These girls are getting Player of the Week and Player of the Month out there. And then the last people in Hockey East that were awarded Hockey East top performers. So that's not your Player of the Week per se or Forward of the Week, but it's like really notable performances. So Lauren O'Hara from Vermont had 3.
Oh, yeah.
She had 3 points at Vermont upset Cornell.
Mm-hmm.
So something bad's happening with Cornell, by the way.
Interesting.
They're like the new Lindenwood, maybe. Lulu Rusinski at Maine from Orono. She had a big assist in their overtime win against Harvard. And then Regan Worm at Maine as well. She had a 2-point game, a goal and an assist in that game against Harvard. So it's fun to see. Maine has been doing way better this year than any other year. They've got a lot of ties, a lot of overtimes, some wins in overtime against teams that they're not planning on beating. So that's fun for both Lulu and Regan to be able to be top performers in Hockey East on Maine's weekend against Harvard.
Yeah. And Lauren O'Hara transferred in to Vermont, and she's been having such a good year. Like,
where did she come from?
She was at the U.
Oh, she's at the U. Okay, so
Yeah.
she's a Blaine forward. They're also crediting her with 3 shots on goal and 2 block shots in their big win against Cornell. So those are the little things, but those matter. Those add up. So, anyways, fun to call out. Well, I was looking at an old Wohopo template, and I used to call it Shark Bait Nuhaha. And that's when I would go through all of the Players of the Week, because they have Gawau, Powwow, Mawwow, Gamwam. Like they have the goalie of the month, the goalie of the week. They have the forward of the month, the forward of the week. They have the defense. They have it all. Rookie, player. So there's like 95 to 97 categories.
Dang.
In the Nuha for Player of the Week. Now the Nuha's not as hot this year as they were last year, but also the Minnesotans they're not prevalent. Minnesotans aren't as prevalent in the Nuha this year as they have been in the past. There's a couple. But last year we were doing a lot of the Nuha. So I call it Shark Bait.
They're all at Mankato.
Yeah, I was gonna say we called it Shark Bait Nuha. But hopefully from now through the rest of the season we can start highlighting more of these Players of the Week from out east in these conferences that we're not covering as much. But where these Minnesotans are really standing out and creating big impacts on their teams. But that's what I have for D1. I do have a little bit of D3 coverage, and I'm excited for our NCAA D1 break, partly because we might be able to highlight some more D3 players and kind of where they're at and what's happening.
Yeah. I mean, they have a break after this weekend, but
they do, but they're playing like weeknights, and they have some random stuff in there. And do they have as long of a break as the D1? I thought they got back sooner for some reason.
I mean, I think they leave later. So, like, they play games this weekend, and D1 doesn't. So
Okay. Well,
we can go back in time and we can be better.
We're gonna be like the best D3 hockey
You've ever
coveragers.
seen.
Yeah, wait
Next
till
week.
you see this shared doc.
We're gonna start sharing our docs on Twitter. Nobody wants to see our docs.
Nobody wants to see your shared docs. Last weekend, the Augies and the Gusties faced off in 2 matchups and split their series. 2-1 Gusties on Friday, 3-2 Augsburg on Saturday. So Augsburg is 2 in the rankings, and Gusties have moved probably down to 8. So you might want to have seen Augsburg take on that full weekend, but it's nice to see that split because I think the Gustavus team is kind of finding their legs or shaking something off right now early in the season. But Hamlin beats St. Scholastica in overtime, which I think is significant because Hamlin is at the top of the rankings right now. They're in, well, I say top. They're at 10. And St. Scholastica, like we weren't really hearing about them, but they had another big weekend last weekend we talked about. So St. Scholastica is kind of eking up.
Yeah. I mean, St. Scholastica only has 3 points.
But they've had they've had a couple games where they've like taken teams they shouldn't have to OT or.
I mean, obviously, if they took a top team like Hamlin into OT.
And then but then UEC actually beat Hamlin yesterday. And so UEC is somebody to like seriously be watching because last week we talked about them after they had another big weekend. So they're ranked 11 and beat Hamlin, and Hamlin's 10. So they both moved up a spot in the rankings, but UEC has not circumvented Hamlin yet. So just some fun stuff shaking up. Nazareth, we've talked about a little bit. I did do the research. They're in New York.
Yeah.
And they have a player from Duluth. Is it Meredith Betcher? Is that what I said?
Oh, yes.
Who has been scoring a lot of goals for them. She had a really big weekend. I obviously can't find my notes on that, but I thought we could ask Ilsa about her because I bet Ilsa knows her.
Oh, 100%. They probably grew up together.
Yeah, they probably grew up and played together, and she is clearly somebody we need to talk about a little bit more. I'll do better research for the D3
Next
Focus
week.
Pod because she's doing something that's got Nazareth moving up these rankings the last couple weeks. So this week, tonight, Adrian plays Gustavus. Number 9, Adrian plays number 8, Gustavus. And number 11, UEC, will play number 3, Augsburg. Now, there is the opportunity, I think, where we will really see what UEC is made of right now. Seeing how Augsburg had a split with team ranked number 10 last weekend. And UEC beat Hamlin. I think this could be pretty indicative of where Eau Claire really should be in the rankings. I think 11 might be low if they really can compete against Augsburg.
Yeah.
Elsewhere, though, Amherst is number 2. They've moved up from number 3, so Augsburg probably came down one notch after a split with Gustavus. Gustavus moves up 2, probably because they split with Augsburg. Adrian moves behind Gustavus, so that will be, is that who I said where they're playing tonight? Gustavus and Adrian will play tonight. So they will secure who is actually 8th and who's actually 9th in their win tonight, as they've played musical chairs last week. Plattsburgh took a dive 3 places, and that's mostly because who did Plattsburgh play? Did they get beat by probably I don't even have it on the. It's not even on there. It's not even on the D3 women's D3 featured scores.
Well, they're only
Good look.
5-4.
They
lost to Williams.
Williams 2-1. They got upset by Williams
They lost their last 3 games.
on Saturday.
River Falls, Middlebury, Williams.
All right. Sorry, Plattsburgh. See ya, but they need to make room for Nazareth.
10-0. Their record, undefeated.
Yeah, so they're these sneaky little Nazareth ladies. But it's because of this Betcher girl. For sure. Maybe they're a good goalie. Who's their goalie?
D3's so weird. Why is Colby on the rankings for top 15? They played 5 games.
They're kind of like now rankings for U15A at frickin' Youth Hockey Hub.
It makes no sense.
Doesn't make any frickin' sense.
And then other teams have 10 games under their belt.
Yeah, they're 9-1. They're 9-0-1, and they're ranked below exactly like now rankings. This is a crock.
Who's on the board? I want to be on the board.
I want to be on the board. Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. I think that was some of our best D3 coverage yet
Ever.
of all time.
And next week it's just going to get
It's
better.
going to get better. There's room for improvement.
Always.
So
We're always striving towards greatness.
So stay tuned. Come back and see us next week. We might even have a sing and dance for them, depending on how much time we have.
I'll watch.
I love your face.
I'll watch.
I thought we were going to practice it.
Sorry. On our sleepover.
That was just
At our
that was
sleepover.
just what we texted each other. That's not for real.
That's a video, not
Okay.
a pod
Well,
activity.
have a great weekend of not wanting to talk about women's hockey, and we will see you next week.
Peace.